Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, Marco. How are
Hello,
you?
I'm doing great. How are you? So lovely to be with you again. It's already 1 month. Incredible. It's just like this.
It's like, what's yesterday, right? That we.
One moment, and here we go again. Here we are again. Good.
when I saw Marco right now, I said, "Look, he's in black. I'm in white today. This is a beautiful combination, creating a yin yang."
Yeah, and completely spontaneous. We didn't speak about this.
And actually, even if we would have speak about it, like if we tried to plan these things, then and if it's not supposed to happen,
Yeah,
then 5 minutes before going in, you pour something into the white shirt, that you have to change it. But
yeah,
when it happens just by allowing to feel, and this is what I love about talking with you, Marco, is that exactly it's allowing the flow and synchronicities, which for me, the synchronicities start to be like tiny miracles that happens through the
yeah.
day. And this is one of them.
Absolutely. Yes, and I am observing this amazing scene in the landscape in front of our eyes.
Mm.
What in an amazing shows that is unfolding, and I'm noticing how it seems like the mirror, because everything is a mirror. This is a dream, you know. It seems like the mirror right now is really amplifying his ability to show us all the details, all the every little thing. So now it's getting harder and harder to pretend that we I haven't seen that. I pretend
Yes.
not. It's just impossible. It's just amazing.
Yes. The vision, the picture they were showing to me, and when I say they, it's like my cosmic team. It's like suddenly it's of the understanding is this iceberg, and it's like when you are on the top, you see it's shiny and so on, but there's still a lot of things in the
Yeah,
part. So it's doing this. So things that we, like you say, we used to say, well, it's low, we don't see it. I don't need to care, and suddenly it's coming up, so we can do the turn.
yeah,
So it comes to cleanse, to see. For me, is to see where we are. How are we? How are with our emotions? How are with the thoughts? How are we able to sustain the light,
yeah.
no matter what?
Yeah, the mirror is gaining such a powerful magnifying lights, and there is no mercy. There is no possibility for us to hide from anything. All the masks, all the stories, the victims, all everything needs to be looked at it, and living in denial is becoming unbearably painful for everybody. I'm looking around me, friends, family. I mean, they're going completely crazy because they're still trying to adopt the old narrative, which is unsustainable.
The
Is
unsustainable.
life says you have to make a turn, either left or right, and there's nothing in the middle anymore. You cannot play in the middle anymore. There is no space in the middle.
Yes, yes.
So
It's
it's very
no
intense.
more this, no
Yeah,
more this. It's like hiding like under the bed, and suddenly it's there. And it's funny you just say the word mirror, because a couple days ago, don't ask me time. Now we just say that we met yesterday. So, uh, but there was somewhere I was listening the song of Michael Jackson. It
mm,
starts with the man in the mirror,
right.
and I felt this again as like, this is so powerful. This is so powerful because we do it. That's something we can even take as we think. Look physically, go to the mirror and see and don't hide, don't do anything, just allow, and allow, like you say, the changes that are happening, allow that it happens within, so they can start manifested without.
It seems like the mirror has two different potentiality. One is because the mirror loves us, okay, unconditionally love us. So whatever we exude, whatever we project, he always say yes to us, always, right? He just say yes. Okay, so if I say I'm miserable, yes, I love you. You're
Yes.
miserable. Here, I
And
give
let
you
me
love.
help you with that. And let me help you with that, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
So, but that's one side. The other one is that it seems like this mirror, we are giving so much power to it. We play this idea with this idea that the mirror is the creator of our life, to a point that now the mirror is becoming alive and it wants to take over, you know. That's the other side of the mirror. That's the what I would call it in artificial intelligence, that through our consents, which we express our through fear and kind of ignorance, we don't want to know, denial. The mirror really wants to take over and say, okay, all right, so I'm the boss now. I decided, and you know. Or the other part, the other mirror is the one that really love us and embrace us, and show us the way towards the light. So these are the two mirrors. Right now, we need to choose
Where
to
do we where do I look?
exactly.
and
Yeah.
and and it's a really a choice, and this is for me the biggest challenge, and it could be the biggest embracement we can do, is to start taking responsibility
Yeah.
of oneself. So because I feel like a lot of times it has been like, okay, there are mirrors, there are many mirrors, so what do I do? And then you start saying, well, what's this telling me, what is this telling me, instead of saying, what am I feeling, what is that soul telling me, what if I, and I'm not listening, or I cannot see it, well, what can I clear, so I get clarity. So it's like also, like you say, choosing which mirror, and also seeing that maybe we need to clear it. So the reflection is clearer and clearer and clearer, and sometimes you become the mirror.
Yeah, and that means basically to take back the power that we've been giving to the mirror so far until now, believing that it is the mirror that dictates our reality, that creates our reality, and we are the victim, and waiting for the mirror to project in us a savior to save us, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
right now we need to go back into even use a sort of authority with ourselves. This is
Yes,
what it is, because I say so.
yes,
Huh?
yes, yes.
And just monitor during our daily life everything that we feel, we say, we choose with our words, with our emotions, to take charge of it, and really uh, own it and take
Yes,
responsibility. Because
yes,
right now the game is really, really, really tight. I mean,
yes,
little thing, and boom, you go back to the other
yes,
mirror.
yes, yes. I agree. It's time really to make that commitment. It's and it's personal.
Yeah.
It's,
It
you
is.
have to do it, I have to do it, and of course, the more we do it, then becomes collective. But the decision in which mirror to look, it's yours, and it's empowering. If you let the decision someone else, you're giving the power again someone else.
Yeah.
So the decision has to be thing, and then you're going to realize how powerful you are. And what comes to my mind is, through my process of what I call of remembering, they diagnosed me mononucleosis. And they say I'm going to have it for the rest of my life. And I remember just listening to the doctor, and my whole being said no, no. And I was still not. I was still more into the flow of what was happening in society, following the rules and so on. But I still remember being in front of that doctor. I said no. And then I went to more natural. I've always been a more natural doctor. And she told me the same thing. Yeah, you're going to have it for life, but we can manage. And I remember also my whole being saying, no, this is not going to happen. And it was exactly in the moment when I was going through the process of remembering. And when I decided to move to Mallorca, where I had my most, I have 4 years just for me, to remember my being. As soon as I took that flight, it's gone.
It was gone.
So this is what you say. For me, that's the power that we can dictate. Like what you were saying, what's happening with you and your body and everything. So no matter what the doctor, which how many years he studied, even the naturopath, I said no. So whatever was happening in my body got processed, and I got rid of it.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the power we have right now.
Yeah. And that's the power where the mirror wants to show us. It wants to show us how powerful we are by always saying yes to whatever we feel. So, and projecting this dream, which is we call reality, which literally takes its own shape, its own form, based on how we respond, how we feel, how we say things, how we act. It's quite and that's why we have always been seeing that, but particularly right now, so much activities of the so-called system of control to feeding us with fear, with the distraction, with fear. This one point, and now there is the war, now there is that, because they know that the moment that we remove the attention from fear and we dedicate it to joy, their game is over. The moment we embrace our joy, embrace our creativity, our imagination, it's the mirror now has to change.
Yes. And it's in the, I don't know how to say it, in the cuspide, at the tip point of it, because the distraction till now has been with through television, through doing this, but that's not working anymore, because there are more and more we becoming aware. So it just escalate to the point that we have to face fear and to choose: do I follow fear, or do I follow creativity, joy, love, innocence? And we can decide to go whatever we want to do it. But that's what it's going to make a change.
Yeah. Yes. And that's can be challenging because we see around us a lot of people we love, but they're choosing the other way. And there is no judgment. Many people has not completed their work in the low frequencies. And so as we had the opportunity to do our work in the low frequencies, we have to be loving in a way that we allow the other to do what we had the opportunity to have.
Yes.
And so that's the moment where it gets a little bit intense emotionally, because we realize that we have to say it's not goodbye, because the separation is just is an illusion. It's just a game we are playing. At the end, we all go back to love, and so. But we have to maybe sometime choose different directions. It's like the train in the station. At the beginning, they live together. It seems like they are together. At a certain point, they go like this, right?
Yes.
They change direction.
Yes.
That's what's happening right now.
Yes. But it's always in whatever direction you choose, you always have your the company, like also the cosmic guides, and also you always find new persons too when you say, oh, I choose this one, and I left behind, no, the other ones chose the other one. Well, but I'm still feel that I have to take this one. And suddenly you meet in that train new people exactly following that train. Therefore, I don't know if it happens to you, Marco, but I'm sure, like in the past year, you just meet persons who are absolutely like, it's not the first time you met them. You maybe in this lifetime, but there is this profoundness that unify, and they say, okay, this is where we want to walk together. This is where we want to be in this train together, and then you come along, and there's always a point where the train says again, you
Yes.
want to stay here, maybe you want to pause, or you want to keep moving, or you're going to go in the other direction.
Yeah, the idea of lost or of losing someone because is disappearing from our life, or even is dying, the idea of dying, it's all created by the fact that at this moment our avatar, many of the buttons on our avatar are off. Our DNA, it's off, pineal gland is off, many things are off. And so we don't have the antennas. And so we have this illusion that when someone chooses to change the game and go and play another game somewhere else, we don't see it anymore because our antenna are temporarily shut down, and we think he's dead and we are not going to see it anymore. Now that we are in the process of turning on again these buttons, and we are going to have reactivated our DNA and our pineal gland and everything start to be reactivated, we will realize that if somebody chooses to play a game somewhere else, we are still be able to have a full communication and contact with it, and sometimes even better, because when we change game, we remove the personality structure, the ego, and all that stuff. So we really amplify even more our ability to co-create, to share. And so as soon as this avatar start to get on as it was originally supposed to be, then the idea of death will fade out once for all from our experience here on Earth.
Yeah, and really live uniqueness and oneness at the same time.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and live it, not just as a concept, oh, we are one. No, you live it, you become it. You become more you in your profoundness and origin from the soul. So for me, it's that the uniqueness is there, but completely merged with the oneness. And no separation of uniqueness and oneness either. This is when it becomes multidimensional.
Yes. When we start to recollect with all the multidimensionality aspect of our life.
Yes.
And that's where the fun really start to really amplify. And I feel I'm having so much fun, despite the tremendous amount of anguish and fear that I see, because my inner guide is telling me that this fear is just a passage that is like a necessary passage for us to go in the most beautiful place we ever seen in our lives.
Yes.
But we have to pass through this, otherwise humanity goes. If we don't do that, humanity goes back to sleep.
Yes.
So we need to shake our tree.
Yes.
And yeah, for many it's painful, and many will not make the choice. In fact, I think it's not a big percentage of the population that will go to the new dream that is waiting for us, and the other one, they will join us later. It's not a big deal, it's just a game.
Yes. Yes. And what is time anyways?
Right. Yes. Oh,
and,
very
and
exciting.
yeah, no, I agree with you. For me, is I'm in a state of thankfulness. It's every time someone says, "How are you?" It's like I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for the place I am. I'm thankful for allowing to live this process here on earth right now. I'm thankful of being of making the choices that I've been making. I
Mm.
am thankful to continue to see more of myself in a more multidimensional way. And I'm thankful for the opportunity that it's happening right now on the planet to go beyond what we have ever experienced before. And that's the potential, but it cannot move to that potential if we don't start deciding what you said before. Choose the mirror, choose where it's going to be your reflection, because it's like there's more to come, but you can't, if you don't see already one thing, the other part cannot come to reflect again.
Yeah. The biggest struggle I see around me is, well, definitely the letting go of the old mask, the old parameters, the way how we have been navigating through the experience of life until now. There's a very huge resistance to letting go of that, and also to start to think in a different way, to start to using, as we already said before, our creative imagination, and create a brand new world from scratch, because that's what we have to do right now.
Yes.
We
Yes.
cannot use the old parameters to
No.
create a new world. It's not possible. So we just have to let it go completely and start from, like we have a white canvas, and
Yes.
we are the painters. We have all the
Yes.
colors we want.
Yes.
We can paint anything we want. And I
Yes.
understand that this kind of situation can be very scary for many people that are
Yes.
used to be in a situation where there is somebody, which is the mirror, that tell them when
Yes.
to paint, how to paint, which color to
Yes.
use,
Yes.
and why not, and all that. And now it's
Yes.
all up to us. It was always up to us, but
Yes.
now the mirror is really telling us no more victim, no more take back your power. If you want to cross the bridge, if you
Yes.
want to cross the bridge, you have to own it. You have to own your life. You have to be
Yes.
responsible. You have to be the amazing creator that you are.
Yes. It comes to my mind that that would be a good exercise. If you feel that you're a bit challenged of choosing, of deciding, of letting go all the challenges that you just mentioned, go and buy a white canvas. Take some colors, whatever it feels right to you, and start brushing, start painting, start letting go, because it's, for me, it takes also practice, because the more you start regaining the power, the more responsibility you're going to take for yourself. Therefore, the more situation is going to come into your life to keep proving, okay, do you really want to own it? So
Yeah.
by I really, when you were talking about that, that's for me a good exercise to do, because when you buy one and you don't know, like you've never painted before in your life, for example, they're going to come exactly those fears, like, but I don't know the paint. And like, but what do I use? And what if I do something wrong? And what if it's ugly? And what if there's so many things? The canvas, it's going to become that mirror
Yeah.
of your own fears.
Yes.
And by taking that canvas and now the colors, and you say, it doesn't matter. You allow the fears to come up. It's like, I have fear that it's not going to be nice. It's going to fear. Doesn't matter. You still take the colors, and like
Yeah.
a child, just take the colors and do whatever you want. Do a mess, get messy everywhere. Put it on the body and go on the canvas with the paint with the body, paint with your feet. There's no rules. And that I believe that's gonna help to start releasing that. And if you have another moment, buy another canvas and do the same thing. It's like that's a very good exercise to allow creativity, to take responsibility, to not follow rules. Use whatever you want as a canvas, and use whatever parts of your body. You don't need a brush to do it. You don't need anything that it's supposed to be the right thing. Just start, be creative.
Absolutely. And those are, by the way, those are the most beautiful fears to face. Those are the fear that we want to face, because those are not fear. Those are just, then from my point of view, it's exciting to face those fears because they are liberating. They're every time I let go of one of those fear, I expand my whole cellular structure, my whole consciousness expand, and now new possibilities are available. So those are beautiful fear to face.
Yes.
However, I know that there are some people that they've been so disconnected that they don't even know which color they like. That's how disconnected they are. It's not even a choice of what am I going to say. Which color? I don't know. I know they didn't even have they didn't even take the time to look at colors. So that's how far back they are. And so for those people, it does require a tremendous amount of humbleness, and it does require courage. It does require a strong act of will and persistence, because it's like a child that has to learn how to walk. Now the child usually, when he learns to walk, he's not afraid. He just want to play.
Boom, and then it falls, and it's like, oh, okay, and back again.
Right. But the fact is that we are not children. We lost that that pure innocence, moment by moment connection that the child has, and so we have our mind full of so much thoughts and concern. What are they going to think about me? What if I do this? What if I... And for some people, I can see how much they're struggling right now, because again, they have been hugging and grabbing an old world, which wasn't the reflection of their essence. It wasn't the reflection of who they are, but somehow they keep working in denial and obeying to the curriculum that was fed to them. But now this is all collapsing, and they have no idea who they are. They have no idea.
And it starts little by little, and I believe, for me, the start was to recognize I have no idea who I am. That was the thing. It's like, I lost myself. I have to go back to that. Like we talked about last time, is what do I like? What do I don't like? Try again. Does that feel good? Do I really still like this? Who don't I don't? Like you said, the colors. Start painting. Yeah. One thing with this color. Do I like this color? Let me see. It's like, it's to relearn by relearning. Also, what's the body? For me, it was also important to know. I was like, oh, okay, how does it feel when I do this? How does it feel here? How does it feel my hair? And then the emotions. Where does it feel? Everything. It's a process of getting to know you at all levels. And the more you allow, the more you open the door to that, without any judgment, all is well. The more you do, okay, whatever. Fear, people fear about fears. It's like, what if I had so many fears? So what? Good. It's like, let them come out. Only if you put them out, they can be transmuted into light. So don't fear for the fear. So allow them to be, and like a child, and be more have more fun with this.
Yeah. And you know what? I love that mantra. So what? That's a beautiful mantra. I love it. So I love it. I use it all the time. So what?
Yeah. Yeah, me too. It's a lot. And they come like, and this, and the person did this. And I say, so what? And you see this like, but I just told you what the person would this do. And I say, so what?
Yeah. What is the worst thing that can happen? Are you going
Yes.
to die? What is it? Because sometimes also that question, what is the worst thing that can happen? It put them in a situation where they have to really come up with an answer, and most of the people don't even have the answer because they are so taken by the drama
Mm-hmm.
that which are a symptom. They cannot understand what is the cause of this drama. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
what am I going to die? I'm going to lose what is it? They don't even know, you
Yeah.
know.
And also because it's fed, it's fed, but you tell someone and someone say, yeah, I know people come to me, it's like, I come to tell you things because you have the most amazing reactions, you know. They fire me. It's like, oh, yes. Now you're able to decide if what you really want to do in the world, when most of people say, oh, I'm sorry, it's like, it's, for me, it's everything is opportunity. They say, oh, great. Oh, I'm separating. Oh, finally. What's, it's everything that's happening is an opportunity, and to see and to go beyond and to take, again, to go to the train station and say, I was in this train and I was not even aware. And I was just going and going and going and taking the same train. And suddenly something like this happened. You need to pause, get out of that train you were on, and sit back and choose again. Because you were not even noticing there were other trains passing the same station. And now you can sit again and say, oh, look where I can go.
Yes.
and and decide, well, let me try this one. But guess
Yeah.
what? You might like it for one day, you might not like it, but if you don't try it, you don't know. And it doesn't mean that that train is going to be forever. You can start changing your journey.
Absolutely. Also, what it comes to mind is that I noticed that the industry of spirituality often sponsor a sort of a almost like a shame based on the degree of forgetfulness that someone is experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have forgot a great deal, you are lower in the hierarchy.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
if you remember more, you are higher, you're
Yes.
superior. And I
It's
think
like
that's
having a chart of points,
right.
right?
Yeah, and I think exactly that should be dismantled.
Yes.
We shouldn't measure the value of a soul by the degree of forgetfulness that he has chosen in a specific operating system, in a
Yes.
specific travel, because I might choose to forget completely everything because I have certain purpose, and the complete forgetfulness allow me to fulfill that purpose,
Mm-hmm.
or I might have a different purpose where remembering a lot of it
Mm-hmm.
it helps me to that. So,
Yes.
and it doesn't measure my level of consciousness.
No.
It just indicate the level of how I set up myself for the game in order to
Mm-hmm.
have the experience that I choose to have.
Yes. For me, everything that allows or engage into separation in whatever kind is not allowing full consciousness, because the full consciousness, again, as we said before, is uniqueness as oneness together.
Yeah.
And because all the options of those trains that I was looking at, they're together. You're just choosing how to do it. You're choosing where to do, like you're saying, which path. This is mine and it's yours. There are many options, but you have to say, yes, this is mine. This is the train I want to take. I want to choose to look at this mirror. I choose this path because that has to do with my purpose, and it has to do with your cosmic soul. It has to do with so many other things.
Yeah.
But one thing is that there's no separation. For me, the when we start touching consciousness, it's there. There is no limit. There is no silhouette. There's nothing. It's everything, everything and nothing at the same time. It's black and white at the same time.
Like us. Why right now?
Yes, yes, yes. You see, I have a lot more drama in my life because I have red and
Yeah,
blue.
this time I chose to be like I was saying before, to be like immersed in the dark and bring light with my own.
Absolutely.
And that's how I choose this transmission this time.
It's for me it was more a choice of I'm cold. I'm gonna take this. I was not so deep in the decision, but when I saw you, I say, "Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. It makes sense because, again, we, as I said from the first time we met, is we're talking about the same. I feel we are very much aligned in what we share, but you share it in your unique way, and I share it in a unique way, and but still in oneness. So I love that what happened with the black and white, because it's not that it's separate. It actually brings together the different options that you're saying, the different options that each is going to take, the train you're going to choose. It's still going to be together. We're not separate. And we're vibrating, we're communicating the same in our unique ways. And it could say that next time, without even planning, we're the other way around. Who knows? It's time also to release any kind of rule that you're looking for. And I feel like the persons that come to my courses and so on, this is one of the most challenging sometimes they get, is I say, well, there's no rule. but no, there are recommendations, and a lot of recommendation can do, but the idea is that you start taking the tools that I share and see if they resonate with you, and when they resonate with you, become yours. But as when they become yours, you are in charge of it, and be creative with it. There are no rules, or don't be afraid of, this is what I feel most of, am I doing it right or am I doing it wrong? There is, again, no right or wrong. They are all choices, and each of them, don't be afraid. Again, like I say, I take the train, I suddenly take a train that I say, I think it's the wrong one. It's not the wrong one. Go and see, and if you don't like it, well, then get off and choose a new one.
Yes.
You always have that choice.
And the so-called relationship between who is interpreting the role of the teacher and who is interpreting the role of the student, also that needs to be upgraded, because it really is a co-creative dance.
Absolutely.
Where both we are simultaneously student and teacher at the same time, because the moment I teach you something and you take it and you use your creativity, now you are teaching me something new, because you're using your uniqueness, and now you are helping me out to expand. So it's really it's just a dance where two souls decide to co-create.
Yes.
And it's there is the allowance to let it flow with
Yes.
an intent, rather than an expectation or some regulations or fixed way that how it should be. If we let go of that, then the dance become always a surprise for both the teacher and the student.
Yes, it's a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a lot more fun. Yeah, actually, I always call it's. I'm not really like. What's your job? Are you you're teaching? It's like, no, I'm not teaching. I'm sharing.
Yeah.
I consider I have. My boss is Gaia. And I'm always, that's the boss, and then it's about, okay. And Gaia, I am Gaia, so I'm the boss, So it's there's no separation there, and then what I want for me is to keep experience myself in the most infinite possibilities that I can in this incarnation. That's what I'm concentrating on. The rest is I'm sharing because it becomes so fun to discover all this potential and say that is like, oh, I want to share this because it's so, again, like I said before, I'm so thankful for all this new experience, and I have some tools. It's like, I'm going to share it with you because it might help you to go and have your own journey and discover more of who you are with and it's infinite what we can discover in ourselves. That for me is beautiful.
Infinite. It
Infinite.
is infinite. And you mentioned that's a beautiful relationship, teacher and student, Mother Earth, Gaia, and us.
Yeah.
And look how Mother Earth is teaching us. It's not
Yes.
giving us, I am the teacher, you are
Yes.
not supposed to do this, you're supposed, she doesn't do
Yes.
that at all.
No. No.
It's just open and let you play, and then she just support wherever you direction you want to go. It supports you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You feel it. The more you open, you receive her wisdom, but it's
Mm.
not a wisdom of a teacher that of a guru. Of is the wisdom of someone that see in you the perfection,
Yeah.
see in you the fountain of the
Yes.
source.
Yes. Yes.
And so,
And Gaia can become one of other mirror that can be beautiful. Just that reflection, a beautiful reflection of the potential of who we are.
yeah, I'm noticing how amazingly right now the world of minerals and plants and animals is at least in my perception is it's so magnifying
Yes. Yes.
the ability to communicate, to share, to
Yes.
co-create. It's so amazing. It's so touching. Every time I see a
Yes.
little dog, a cat, or a tree, it's just
Yes.
it really. I don't even find words to describe it. The
I
beauty that
agree.
I can see in it.
Yes, and as we talked last time, it increased, it magnified. For me
Yeah.
too. I've always enjoyed nature, always. But right now, it's something like, oh my God, all the time, right? And in the
Yes.
tiniest thing, and I don't know if it has happened to you, but then it started to follow. So I just cut some zucchini and there are hearts inside. Then I
Right.
cut the potato and there's a heart inside, right? So the mushrooms, I cut the shiitake mushrooms and they have this thing. It's like, oh my God, there's a whole universe in it, you know? So it's like, oh, all this beauty just there in the kitchen already. And then going outside and I look there and I'm like, this is a new universe. This is, I can go and live there.
Yeah.
It's I agree with you. It's amazing the potential and the infinite potential we have within ourselves and within Gaia.
Yeah, and it's beautiful to watch how the predatory aspect of nature, which was a reptilian program, it wasn't part of the original blueprint. Nature never would have lived at the cost of anything else. But in this last, whatever, 10,000 years, we have experienced the predatory aspect, the survival aspect. And I'm noticing right now how it's shifting out rapidly, more and more rapidly. You can see less and less this predatory aspect from nature. So you can start to see animals that dance together, that until now, a few years ago, they were enemies, and now you see them having conversation, playing, being funny together, even hugging each other. I saw
Yeah.
a gazelle hugging a lion. I mean, I saw
Ah,
picturing.
so
I'm starting to
beautiful.
see things beautiful, yes. And I know that we are going into rapidly now for who will choose so we are entering into the original blueprint of Mother Earth. And at that time, our conversation, our relationship with the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom and the mineral kingdom is going to be spectacular, because yes, we will have amazing co-creative force. We will really be
And all the elementals.
all the
Ooh.
elements, just unbelievable, unbelievable. And so we can talk to an elephant, and we can play with a giraffe. We can have a
Oh,
conversation.
hug a bear. Oh, Emily love
Yes.
her bears.
Or have
A
a
polar
conversation with the
bear.
tree, talk with even the sand, or the ocean. And all
Yes.
the elements are going. The more we become alive inside,
Yes.
more the mirror become alive and
Yes.
respond to us. And
Yes.
so we will start to hear more and more. We will start to find new ways to have a conversation with our environment like never
Yes.
before.
Yes. And understand that, again, that we're not separated. And definitely not above. It's like
No,
that's the first step. But not feeling that we're above, but to know that we are one with it. That it's like, wow. Oh, yes, the magic. They say, Margot say, magia. Yes, absolutely, the magic.
yeah,
It's there. It's time to bring it back, and it's time to remember it and have it more tangible in our lives. And everything becomes, I don't know, like in nature, I don't know if it's the same for you, Marco, but for me, it's like there's even new colors coming out. It's
oh
like
yeah.
it's like yeah, new layers of colors
Yes,
that you
new
say,
colors
wow,
are
yeah,
definitely coming up,
yeah,
and new even new animals are coming up, new
mm,
spaces of animals that we haven't seen before, new plants, everything is coming up. And also some four-dimensional beings are starting
yes,
to show up more and
yes,
more.
yes, yes. Let's invite them, all of them. We are ready. We are ready. We need to say yes. We are ready. Well, I think it's our decision to say yes. We want it. We are ready for you. Let's co-create, because the co-creative potential, it's between all of us. It means between human beings, between whatever dimension of beings, between nature, between all the kingdoms, the animal kingdom, the mineral, the trees, everything is, let's co-create. And then everything becomes magical when we allow the co-creation with everything that is, and not trying to look somewhere else. You have it all around you. When you open up and co-create with every single cloud that passed by, with every single sun ray that it's coming into you, with every single moon cycle that you can experience, co-create.
Yeah.
Then we'll have a new world to live in.
So it seems like to recap what we shared so far, it seems like that what is really important right now for us is the ability to say yes and no
Yes.
with full power,
Yes.
without looking at the mirror and see if it's adequate, if it's no. Yeah, I don't care the mirror. I say yes and I say no because I'm connected with my
Yes.
centeredness,
Yes.
because I trust my inner knowing, and so
Yes.
now I am in my own power. And when I say
Yes.
yes, I mean it. When I say no, I mean it. And why? Because I say so. Okay,
Yes.
because I say
Absolutely.
so.
Absolutely. Forget about the list, pro and con list, or what gonna be doing in 5 years or 10 years. It's now. Yes or no. Forget about, oh, I'm going to go and research a little bit. I'm going to see what others have done. I'm going to ask my friend. No, you, here and now, yes or no. In every single of your actions in the day, yes or no. And that's
Yeah,
very powerful.
it is, and that's the power that I think is getting more and more almost like mandatory. Actually, without almost like it's going to be, it is mandatory right now. And I noticed in the past, because I'm an artist, and so I am constantly offering uh, ways to co-create, and most of my invitation always are outside of the box. I never follow the rules because being creative and follow the rules are not they cannot land. Okay, it's not,
Yes.
unless you, I don't know, I never figure out how to do that. It's just impossible. So but I noticed that my vibrational offer, my creative offer sparkle in people sometime, an excitement, a yes, an initial yes. And so they want to come on board and do the record or create this or make this and this. And then I noticed that maybe after the day after, the doubts start to come in,
Yeah.
and the sabotaging thoughts start to come in, and they start to have no, but if and what, I don't think I could. I love it, your idea, but maybe this, I'm not ready for it. And I see, I look at them and see how they just go back into the vacuum of their comfort zone, and they and I say, okay, well, if you don't want it, I'll do it myself, or I find somebody else. It's no problem for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's interesting to see how many times we lose an
Yes.
opportunity what
Yes.
first generate in us a genuine yes, and
Yes.
then we start to have this ego, we start to create a narrative, we start to
Yes.
discourage us from what.
Yes. Yes.
So now that narrative needs to be not allowed anymore. If we
Yes.
say yes, we have to
No matter
stay.
what, no matter what, nobody, if you say yes and you're the only one walking, no matter if it you have to walk naked, no matter if it's just follow it. I
Yeah.
believe that's a very, very strong and very beautiful. And it's very interesting because the cosmic year the cosmic month that's coming, it's about harmonizing self-confidence and insecurity and bring out the consciousness of trust. And that's why I even have it here still, because I was talking about yesterday and the language of consciousness, exactly to allow that if you say yes, it does not go away, that to embrace more self-confidence is aletira,
Beautiful sound.
aletira. So it's like I say yes, and then the other things come, just go to aletira. And you're
Mm,
saying yes to the consciousness of trust. You're harmonizing and transmuting whatever it's in your system that it's going towards insecurity back again, and owing your yeses and your noes. Aletira.
absolutely.
So it's interesting that you
Beautiful
talk
sound.
about, and I have it here,
Yeah, no,
synchronicities.
I love the language. It's so beautiful. And yes, and we have to keep in mind that all those doubts, all those sabotaging thoughts is not us. It's not who we are. That's just an ego that is interpreting a role. The role of the ego is to do everything possible to distract us, to discourage us from being who we are. And that's the role. It's an important role because it really forces us to become stronger. A work is like a workout muscle. You know, you create resistance so that our muscle become even stronger. And now the ego is dropping very rapidly now. I can sense that is getting harder and harder for the ego to sustain his narrative so that he can find nutrition. And because he's dying right now, is really intensify his effort. And I can see how that has an effect on so many people at this time.
So beautiful. We are again. in our amazing sharing, Mark and I, and it's very exciting. I am very thankful, as I said, also that we are able to do this, Marco. It feels so well, and we are having so much fun. It was a yes for me, it was a yes for you, and we are doing it.
Beautiful. Wonderful.
So,
Wonderful.
thank you, everybody. And we see you in a couple weeks that they're going to be very, very soon here with us.
Right. Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Love you all. Ciao, ciao. Bye.